Action.
Alright. Firstly, you light these two ends, and then I will light the tip, making the trifecta complete. You ready? It's good to cough. Opens the capillaries. Gets you 25% higher. And that, combined with the pineapple weed and the crotch joint, you're a good 30 to 40 times higher. I don't know the exact math, but you're pretty fucking gone. You know what I mean? You know, it's crazy. The better I think the weed, the more I wish I could explain how good it is. But, the better it is, the less shit I can think about you.
And quiet in the house, please. And action.
Well, it wasn't any secret to me that you were staying at the Silver Creek, seeing as how I'm your #1 fan and all. Some nights I just tool on down there, sit up outside and look up at the light in your cabin, and I try to imagine what was going on in the room of the world's greatest writer. Well, the other afternoon I was on my way home, and there you were, leaving the lodge, and I wondered why a literary genius would go for a drive when there was a big storm coming. Lucky for you, I did. Lucky for me too, because now you're alive and you can write more books. Oh, Paul, I've read everything of yours but the misery novels. I know them all by heart, Paul. All 8 of them. I love them so.
Thank you. Action.
Right. Oh sure, times are tight, and you gotta free up cash. Gotta spend money to make money, right? Like the time when Mr. Florida used the company MasterCard to pay for that hooker, and then she used the cards and the numbers and stayed at the St. Regis for, what was it, like 3 months? That's $50,000. That's somebody's salary. That's somebody who's going to get fired because Craig has to pay women to fuck him. Who's expendable? I've been writing for this magazine for 14 years, Brad. You've been here for how long? A whole month? Oh well, let's just all sell our souls and work for Satan because it's more convenient that way.
Thank you. And action.
None of this would have ever happened if Mr. McAllister hadn't meddled the way he did. He should have just accepted things as they were instead of trying to interfere with destiny. You see, you can't interfere with destiny. That's why it's called destiny. And if you try to interfere with destiny, the same thing's gonna happen anyway. You just suffer. No matter what he says, Mr. McAllister had it out for me. From the start. I was sure he was all smiles and good wishes and everything. But underneath, he was just as unfair and petty as anybody else. He'll probably tell you how committed he was to teaching and democracy and integrity and all. But don't be fooled. Some people say I'm an overachiever, but I think they're just jealous. My mom always tells me I'm different, special. And if you look at all the things I've accomplished so far, I think you'd have to agree.
Action.
No, I don't want to hear anything. There are things between men and women that will not change. Things that have been the same for thousands of years. You are my wife, and they are my children. And I love you, and I will not let you leave because you are mine. How can I let you leave? How can I let you take my children away? Do you know me? You understand it's an impossibility. I would never let it happen. No. Never. Not if it took all my strength, all my cunning. But in time, soon, you'll feel differently. You see, you'll be happy that I stopped you. I know you. You'll forget about this. You'll forget about the baby we lost. And we'll go on, you and I. I'm prepared to make it up to you. I will make changes. I can change. That I have learned. That I have the strength to change. And we have another child, a boy.
And action.
Sex. The physical act of love. Coitus. Do you like it? I like it too. It's a male myth that feminists hate sex. It can be natural and a zesty experience. But unfortunately, there are some people, it's called satyriasis in men and nymphomania in women, nymphomania in women. Well, they engage in it compulsively, without joy. These unfortunate souls cannot love in the true sense of the word. Our mutual friend Bunny is one of these. My father and I don't get along, and he doesn't approve of my lifestyle, and needless to say, I don't approve of his. Still, I hardly wish to make my father's embezzlement a police matter, so I'm proposing to you that you try to recover the money from the people who delivered it to you. If you're successful, I will compensate you to the tune of 1% of the sum recovered. So.
And action.
Funny thing is, Steven Randazzo secretly wants me. Jocks like him always want freaky girls. Girls with horn-rimmed glasses and vegan footwear and goth makeup. Girls who play the cello and wear Converse All-Stars and want to be children's librarians when they grow up. Oh yeah, jocks eat that crap up. They just won't admit it, because they're supposed to be into perfect cheerleaders. You know, I hate it when adults use the term sexually active. What does that even mean? Can I deactivate someday, or is this a permanent state of being? I guess Bleecker went live that night we did it. I guess he hadn't done it before. That's why he got that look on his face.
Thank you. Action.
I'm Krista Tyak. Ever since I was a little girl, I came to the conclusion that men were all the same. They were all like my father, selfish and unfaithful. Therefore, when I hit my teenage years, I started dating with an upper hand. I promised myself that no man would ever get too close to me. No man would ever get close enough to break my heart. No man would ever get close enough to figure me out. No man would close enough to become my weakness. Kind of hypocritical, if you ask me, considering that secretly I'm a hopeless romantic. Ever since I could remember, I've been writing songs and poetry. I mean, for goodness sakes, all I would listen to were love songs. But every time I sang or wrote the word love, it was more of an impossible feeling. This format worked for me on every guy I dated till I turned 18. When I hit that age is when I met him. That's when my heart slowly began to control my mind.
Thank you. And action.
Now, first time you kill someone is the hardest. I don't care if you're the Boston Strangler or fucking Wyatt Earp. You can better that Texas boy, Charles Whitman, the fellow who shot all them guys from that tower. I bet you green money that that first little black dot that he took a beat on was a bitch of the bunch. No fooling, the first one is a tough one. Second one, well, you get, it ain't no Mardi Gras. It ain't half as tough. Still feel something, but it's just so diluted this time around. Third one, you level up with the first one. Third one is easy. I just do it just to see the expressions change. Well. I think I reached the journey's end. One less thing I gotta worry about, huh? Great.
And here. Action.
Looked dead, didn't I? Well, I wasn't. But it wasn't for the lack of trying. I can tell you that. Actually, Bill's last bullet put me in a coma. A coma I was supposed to lie in for 5 years. When I woke up, I went on what movie advertisements refer to a roaring rampage of revenge. I roared it and I rampaged and I got bloody satisfaction. In all, I've killed 33 people to get to this point right now. I have only one more. One. The one I'm driving to right now. The only one left. When I arrive at my destination, I'm gonna kill Bill.